Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about game 153 of the regular season, where the Astros win 11-10 over the Baltimore Orioles. And gee willikers, that sure was a fun tire fire. No, bring back the win there it is. The win probability chart from tonight's game. Look at it. Look at this roller coaster, like mountain line. What is this? For reference, this was the game I was at on Wednesday. That was stressful. And tonight's. That is heart attack inducing. Shouts to Noah, who's an OG of the channel, who was at this game tonight. And Astros, I just feel like it's fair for you to add him to your health insurance because you probably gave him more than a few heart palpitations. Honestly, add all of the fans to that because, oh my gosh, that was a game. A lot of scoring because it was, 11-10. So let's just zoom right on into it. Jose Altuve put the Astros on the board first. Third inning, home run, his 26th of the year. Be very difficult for him to hit it, but 30's still not out of the question, folks. It's 2-0 Astros. Then the fourth inning comes. Rougned Odor singles. It's a 2-run single, and now it's tied 2 apiece. They were very not done. There was a ground out, but it was an effective out because it would make it a 3-2 Baltimore lead. And then after that, Cedric Mullins would hit a home run to make it a 5-2 Baltimore lead. A 5-run inning for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, only 2 of these runs were earned. There were a lot of errors in this inning. You can blame the Astros defense for a lot of errors tonight, specifically in this inning. And to this point, I'm like, man, Framber got very unlucky. I would like to finish it by saying Framber was bad tonight. And hey, he deserved to be bad. Let's be honest here. He deserved to have a normal, human being performance. This wasn't great for Framber. I'd like to remind everyone that he went 25 consecutive games without being terrible. He was owed this. But then you turn it over, 5th inning, Astros, Jeremy Pena, big old 2-run double, makes it only a 1-run deficit, makes it 5-4. Baltimore still is ahead, but hey, the Astros are coming raring up. Then after that, Yordan Alvarez, he singles, Altuve comes around to score, and all of a sudden, the game's back tied up. And then after that, Alex Bregman with a deep sac fly to right field, if I'm not mistaken. I thought the outfielder was going to let the ball drop and not give up the sac fly, but he went for it. He threw home. Jeremy Pena, though, hauling home. He scores, and the Astros take the lead back. It's 6-5. But Rutro Raggy, bottom of the 5th, the Orioles aren't done. Anthony Santander, homers. And it's a 6-6 ball game. And then in the 6th inning, single by Ryan Mountcastle, and the Orioles retake the lead. It's 7-6. But fear not, because the Pineapple Man comes through. Big double in the 8th inning, ties the game back up at 7. The Astros are cooking. And then Anthony Santander comes back to the plate, and yoink goes the baseball. And it's a lead for Baltimore again at 9-7. So the Astros enter the 9th trailing by multiple runs. Alex Bregman with a productive out, but it's still an out, and that's sort of, not what you're looking for. We get a run out of it to make it a 9-8 ball game, but now you have an out. You're down to your last strike. Kyle Tucker's at the plate. And if no one else got me, Kyle Tucker's got me. He launches a double. Altuve comes around to score. The game is tied at 9. But the Astros get a little bit more because Yuli Gurriel again steps to the plate, and I'll put him on for this little thing. The Pineapple Man delivers. 2-run RBI single, and the Astros take an 11-9 lead. Oh! And because we're not allowed to enjoy anything, Rougned Odor homers in the 9th, in the bottom of the 9th, just to make sure you're not too comfortable or, calm. But you watch this game, and it really just is a cherry on top. Because the Orioles lost tonight, right? But it just accentuates the fact. I am unashamedly terrified of the Baltimore Orioles. And I really, and you might call me dumb, and that is perfectly fine, because I probably am a bit. There is no team I want to face less in the postseason than the Orioles. And you might say, well, Weston, the Orioles aren't even in the playoffs. And with tonight, they're more or less out of the race. And that's accurate. They probably are. But boy golly, they terrify me. Because everyone went into the season thinking the Orioles were probably going to be bad. I thought that. And the thought was they're going to bring up some of their younger talents, see if they have anything, just play around, poke around, see if they handle the bigs at all. And whether it was Adley Rutschman or if it was Gunnar Henderson, they handled it. They handled it real well. And they looked great. Rutschman probably, in my opinion, should win Rookie of the Year. He'll probably finish runner-up to Julio Rodriguez, and there's nothing wrong with that. Rodriguez had an amazing year. If Rutschman would have had some more games, he probably would have won it. But he's been great. Gunnar Henderson has looked great. They are building a team, and they quietly built a team the past few years while slugging it through the muck, have built a team that is going to be terrifying in the coming years. Because Baltimore scares me unlike the way other teams scare me. Because the Yankees and the Mets and the Dodgers and the Braves, teams like that, they scare me. But in normal ways. They scare me in the way of like if I was driving and then I turned down a side street and there was a tank. That would startle me because it's a tank. And there's this thing on the tank that you can clearly see called the cannon of the tank that's going to fire big shells and are going to blow me up. That scares me, but I can easily explain why it scares me. It's simple. There are things that I don't like about it. The tank has a lot of strengths, and they're all very clear. It's nearly impenetrable, and it has a really, really big gun on it. But there are ways to beat the tank, and I know there are ways to beat the tank because I can look them up, and I can research them, and I can find the data on how to get into it and how to destroy it. The Orioles scare me like the crackhead outside of racetrack scares me. There is no handbook for that guy. There is no Wikipedia article for that guy. You don't know if he's armed with a Q-tip or a Chevy made out of duct tape and random car parts that he found on the side of the highway. He terrifies me to no end. Not because I know the things that are clear, but because he omits the crackhead energy. The Orioles are chaos incarnate, and they scare me. So yeah, that was a game that happened. And it was kind of horrifying. So let's talk about the Astros. Framber Valdez was bad. And there's no sugarcoating it. He was just not good. 5 1/3 inning, 11 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them were earned. Gave up 1 walk and 6 strikeouts, so that's a positive. I think he had 6 swings and misses. I want to say he gave up 10 hard hit balls in the 5 1/3, which is very not good. He wasn't great tonight, and I don't think anyone's going to claim he was. Phil Maton would come in after that to get out of Framber's inning, and he did. Got out of it fine. No base runners, didn't have anything to speak of statistically, but he got out of it with a pair of outs. Nothing too shabby there. Hunter Brown would come in and scare everyone because he would give up 3 hard hit balls, 3 base hits, but he would get a strikeout without giving up a walk or a run. So I'm thinking rotation with him next year, and if this is bullpen Hunter Brown, I'm not sure how I feel about that in the playoffs. Rafael Montero would come in the 8th inning and, again, give us heart attacks because he would give up a pair of runs via a home run. He would pick up a strikeout in his inning of work, and the home run was the only hard hit ball he gave up, but, you know, that kind of spoils the evening when you do that. At least it almost did. I should specify it almost did. And Presley, again, would give up the home run to Rougned Odor, who just, you know, why wouldn't it be Rougned Odor? But he would pick up a strikeout in his inning of work, and at the very least, he would get us out of the game with the win. And we can all take a deep breath and understand the fact that we won. At what cost, however? So offensively, Altuve had a good night. Drew a pair of walks, had a base hit, scored 3 runs, nothing too shabby there. Jeremy Pena had a pair of RBIs and a base hit with a run scored, nothing too shabby there. Yordan Alvarez had a pair of base hits, also drew a pair of walks. Yordan Alvarez just keeps racing that OPS. Bregman would ironically go 0 for 3, but would have a pair of RBI and a walks, and even in a bad night, he was still okay. Tucker and Yuli would both have multi-hit games. They would both have a pair. And then McCormick, Dubon, Maldonado, and Vasquez would all have a base hit tonight, to round out the fact that the Astros had 12 base hits. For reference, the Orioles had 17. How did we not lose this game? So for one more time, let's just throw up the win probability. Oh, man. All right. That was it for the game. The Astros play again tomorrow at 1:05 Eastern, 12:05 Central. We are going to send Christian Javier to the mound, and the Baltimore Orioles are going to send Austin Voth to the mound. And I'll be here afterwards with that and also a Jets video for tomorrow. But that's all I have to say for the evening. So thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Stros.